This is a USB to no, see? Hey everybody, it's Jen. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about travel electronics. Some things have changed recently, especially if you have a new iPhone, you know what I'm talking about. We're going to talk about Lightning, USB, USB-C. What does it mean? What are all the charging cables that you need to travel? And what is the best way to have them well organized? So have you ever been going through one of those times in your life where things feel so chaotic and scary that you hyper focus on something that in the vast scheme of things is really not that important? So today you're going to benefit from my hyper focus being on my electronics. There is some stuff going on with someone that I love very dearly in my life. I'm not going to get into it, but it's something that I have very little control over. And so I am channeling all of that energy into making sure that I am well prepared for whatever may happen next. And you are benefiting from that crazy chaotic energy being channeled into my electronics bag. So the first thing I need to share with you if you're new is that I travel a lot, generally about once a month, sometimes more than that. I travel all over the world, and I am hyper excited about organized travel in particular. I'm kind of an anxious traveler, and knowing where everything is just so very important to me and makes my life happier and easier when I'm traveling. And here on this channel, I love to share those tips and tricks with you. So if that's something you're interested in, please go ahead and subscribe. Gen X, I am talking to you. I know that you do not subscribe to things. I get it. I have people tell me all the time that I get way too many views on my videos to have as few subscribers as I do. And I tell them, it's Gen X. We don't subscribe. I get it. I see you. However, it would really help me if you would go ahead and subscribe just this one time. And please, if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And hey, if you love it, consider sharing it with a friend. Okay, story time. Recently got back from a trip to Arizona to see family. I thought I had done a good job with my electronics, and here is what happened. My iPhone is the new iPhone 15, which has switched over to USB-C. Now we're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm going to give you a little drunk history version of why. But all iPhones and all cell phones moving forward are going to be USB-C. So the world at large is kind of in transition. I shouldn't say the world at large. The United States is sort of in transition between USB and USB-C. And things kind of vary. Like airplanes all have USB. The car that I rented had only USB-C and no USB, and this was the first time that I had seen that. And some of my power bricks only have USB and no USB-C. So I got to Arizona and I realized that the power bank that I brought, the only cable that I had brought was a USB-C to USB-C cable, because that was the power brick that I had. Not realizing that the external battery that I had only would charge with USB to USB-C. Not remembering that on the airplane, if I wanted to plug my phone into the device on the airplane, that's only USB. So what I needed was a USB to USB-C cable. And don't worry, I'm going to link all of these things down in the description box below. So if you're missing some cables, if you're missing some bricks that are the right type, I'm going to show you all of those different types. So I get to the airport and I'm like, great, I can't even use my external power bank. So I'm going to need to go find a USB to USB-C cable. Went to 2 different electronic stores in the airport. Both said they were completely sold out. Why were they sold out, you ask? Because all of America is going through the same thing that I was going through and realizing, oh, shoot a pickle, I actually only have a USB-C to USB-C cable. And what I need is a USB to a USB-C cable. Are you with me so far? Have I lost you yet? Don't worry. We're going to go over all of that here, and I'm going to show you what I have. So I got home from the trip, and then I'm not even to mention I got into my very beautiful German automobile that my husband rented for me, and it only had a USB-C to USB-C, so it was a whole thing, and it was in the back, whatever. I know, it was a lot. So when I got home, I was like, okay, I am determined to get the electronics piece right on my next trip. I have never had a really good electronics organization system. I have bought bags in the past that have never really worked for me. I've tried having it in a couple of different bags. And let me say before I show you the one that I am now using, it doesn't have to be an electronics bag for you to use it for your electronics. In fact, you guys know how I feel about not having you go buy new things, if at all possible. Go through your cosmetic bags, and particularly like the hanging ones with lots of different compartments. There are some jewelry organization bags. Anything that has multiple compartments that are clear and you can see will work for this. So you absolutely don't have to go buy anything new. Having said that, this little puppy was $6 on Amazon, $6. And I am overjoyed with how great it is. I don't always love Amazon, I know, but in this case, it really came in clutch. I ordered, I want to say 5 different electronics bags for this video and to figure out which one was going to work best. I told you I was determined to get it right. And after trying all of them out, this is the one that is working best for me in the least amount of space. So, also, those of you that follow me on Instagram who were like, I thought you were also going to talk about paring down your toiletries. I was, but the more I prepped for this video and the more I started writing out the script, the more excited I got about just talking about electronics. And because I don't think I'm the only one that this is like the bane of their existence, I thought, you know what, we're just going to make it its own standalone video. I will talk about paring down my toiletries in another video, but for right now, it's all electronics. So, before I show you everything that's in here, we need to talk about the different types, because even my wonderful husband, Scott, who is an international airline pilot, was confused about the different types of cables. So this cable right here, and this one actually came with the new brick that I just ordered, so I'll undo this for you. This cable right here is what you're going to see most often anymore, and this is a USB-C to USB-C cable. So here comes the drunk history part. By the way, if you've never watched Drunk History, fabulous. Okay, so here's what happened. The EU has had USB-C standardized for many, many years, and they sued Apple, probably Apple, maybe Microsoft, I don't know. They sued somebody, and they said, you cannot keep selling different cords. You can't have like a micro USB on one device and a lightning, which is what Apple had, on one device, and a USB-C on another device. It's just not right. We need it standardized across the entire world. They sued these big electronics companies. There was a settlement, and part of the settlement, which I don't know if it was like a world, is there like a world thing? I don't think it was a UN thing, but somehow the whole world agreed that from now on, we will only have USB-C. Now, things are shifting, so the next 2 to 3 years, you're still going to see regular USB certain places, like the US airplanes, like a lot of rental cars, except for the German one that I had, which makes sense because that's a European automobile, so it only had USB-C. People who live in Europe, if I am completely getting this wrong, go ahead and comment. But if you're going to comment that I'm getting this wrong, you also have to say something nice. Okay, so this is a USB to no, see? This is a USB-C to USB-C cable. Okay. Also, right now, while we are all in transition, you are going to need a USB, regular USB. So this is a regular USB to USB-C cable. Why? Okay, so your airplane still has this. Many US automobiles still have this. A lot of the external power banks, if you bought them like maybe a year ago or more, you need this in order to charge your device, okay? So if you're me, because again, I can't speak to your phone or your individual experience, you're gonna need, for your phone, a USB-C to USB-C and a USB to USB-C. These are the two things that I need to travel with from here on out. This is the cable that I did not have. I only had this cable. So these are the two cables that I now realize I must have, and there you go. So what I did was I have a very long USB-C to USB-C cable. This one is so long like this because I use it when I'm in a hotel. Sometimes they don't have plugs right by the bed. And so I wanted to have one that was longer. So this is the one that goes with me. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is take everything out of this bag and show you everything that I'm now taking for my electronics. So we talked about this. We talked about this. Also, a power brick, this is a power brick that has a USB and a USB-C. Now, this is for me also because I have my portable fan that you guys know I'm always raving about is USB powered. There are still some small appliances that a lot of us have that are USB powered. So for travel, I need a brick that has a USB and a USB-C. Okay, so this is from Anchor. The one that I got came with a 2-pack, relatively inexpensive. I will link this below. So the only power brick I'm now traveling with is this one. Now, before you're like, but Jen, don't you have more than 2 things you need to do at night? Yes. So this one is designated for my fan. My newest electronic purchase, you guys know I used to have that Mophie 3-in-1 travel charger, which I still love and I still use, but I was trying to pare down even more and I found this little puppy, which I think is also by Mophie. I will link it below. But what this charges is it's MagSafe, so it will charge my phone on this side, and this side just flips up, and this charges my Apple Watch. So I will demonstrate with an actual Apple Watch, et voila. Okay, so that charges on there. And then your phone would charge right there. This is a USB-C connection. So I'm going to use this cable for this to charge both my watch and my phone at night. And then the other one of these I can use for my fan. Okay, so that is all I need to charge everything. All I travel with generally is my phone. Now, if I'm doing a huge work trip and I'm taking maybe different cameras or whatever, which honestly I'm not really doing much anymore, I might need more than just this bag worth. But for right now, this, and these 2 cables is all I need to charge everything. Now, also in here, let me put my watch back on. And I'm going to show you this a little bit better so you can see it. There's 2 sides. There's this side here, and then that zips up. And then there's this side here. I got this really fun candy apple green color because it'll really stand out in my bag. It will be easy for me to pull out. And one of the reasons why I chose this bag to be the one I'll be using going forward is, number one, it was $6. Number 2, it's bright green and it has this strap on it, so it's really accessible. I'm on airplanes all the time. Like every 2 weeks or so I'm on an airplane. I still underestimate how tight it is to try to get into your bag. So having something that is really easy to pull out and it's really obvious where it is kind of a big deal to me. So that's why I chose this really bright color. So what was I showing you? So this side looks like that, zips up, and then this other side, I'm going to show you again, looks like this. Now what I have over here are my plug-in headphones, because this is what I'll use with the in-flight entertainment, and my AirPods. Now, some of you are like, Jen, don't you have Bose noise canceling headphones? Yes, I do, but I only pack those for international travel. For domestic travel, so any flights that are under 5 hours, which is the most I ever do, I find my, these are the AirPod Pros. Now to charge these, you're like, but don't you need a lightning cable to charge those? Because, these still take a lightning cable. I can also use this to charge these, or I can use the other thing that I have in here that I'm going to show you in just a minute. So what do we have? This cable, there's my AirPods. We have my, what do we call those? Headphones to go into the in-flight entertainment. The other thing I have in here is a brand new purchase of mine, and this is by Anchor, and it is a MagSafe charger. So if you have an iPhone with the MagSafe, this will go right on here. The other thing this will charge, I think I have to turn it on. Oh no, I didn't have to turn it on, is my AirPods. I find I only need to charge these every 3 days. So this is not a situation where I need to charge these every single night. So when they need a charge, I can just stick them on here, or I can stick them on here and they charge really, really quickly. So yeah, that's kind of nice to know. Are you charging? Yeah, there it is. It's charging. Little light for me there. make sure it's charging. Yeah, it is. So yeah, this is great because when I'm on the road and I'm filming, I can stick my phone on here and continue filming, and you can continue using your phone as usual. And also there is no cable. So to charge this, you can either use USB-C, which is right there, or you can use USB. Both will charge. So again, I can use either of these two cables to charge this device. This is a 10,000, I think. Yeah, it's a 10,000 power core. So I think this will hold like 3 charges of my iPhone. To be on the safe side, I will probably, when I travel, still recharge this overnight. So that's a really good point. Do I need one more power brick? No, because you know what? I won't need to charge this every day. I might want to stick one more power brick in here just so that I can make sure, especially if I'm vlogging a trip, I would definitely do that. But for a trip where it's just personal use, this would be all that I would need. So the other thing that I have in here in my electronics bag are these CareTouch lens and screen cleaning wipes. These are amazing. I think I got these on Amazon. I might have bought them at Costco. I'll try to see if I can find these for you and link them below, but it's amazing how dirty our devices get. Our phones just get gross. I want to make sure my lenses stay clean. You can use these to wipe your watch. You can also use these for your glasses. A lot of you know that I need glasses to see far away, so these are my glasses. Oh, by the way, non-affiliate, non-sponsored, but everybody always asks me what these glasses are, and I'm sure you can see the ring light now reflected in them. These are the Romy frame, and I'm going to clean this as long as we're sitting here talking, because those lenses are filthy. This is the Romy frame, R-O-M-Y, from I Buy Direct. I bought mine with the transitions lenses, so that's why sometimes if I'm on Instagram or I'm on a trip and I'm walking the dogs or anytime where there's sun, these look like sunglasses because they transition. So the only thing, and I think I've said this the other couple of times that I've mentioned them, is that they don't transition back into clear super, super fast. So the first few minutes that you walk into a store or whatever, you feel like you're trying to be cool and, you know, I wear my sunglasses at night kind of a situation. Boy, they just get filthy. I really need to wash these more than I do. There we go. Et voila. So yeah, if you were looking for these frames, I love them. I've had them now for like a year. And I Buy Direct, it's EYEBUYDIRECT. I don't work with them at all, but their prices are really, really reasonable, and they have so many different styles. And then they have, like, I think it's 7 days. Like, after you get them, you have 7 days to decide if you like them, if you're a little nervous. And they also have this, like, try-on feature where you can actually, like, take a picture of yourself and try them on their website. But anyway, that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about today. Okay, so that's everything that I am currently going to be taking in my electronics. Did I do everything like right? Is this for sure everything that I'm going to need? Well, like we just figured out. And I have this power brick. Let me see if I can fit this one in here, because then that would solve my problem with wanting to charge this at night. So if this will fit in there, then that would just be beautiful. Maybe it will. I think it will. Okay, look. So I was able to fit that phone and watch charger, the USB-C and USB power brick, and the 2 USB power brick. And I will link all of these down in the description box. So those are all going to go right there. The my external battery that clips onto my phone, the MagSafe, is going to go right there. My little wipes are right there. Then on this side, I'm going to very carefully, so they don't get tangled, place my regular headphones. I used to use the AirFly. Scott still uses his, so he can use his AirPods for the in-flight entertainment. But I was getting like a weird lag, and it was kind of driving me crazy. It doesn't drive him crazy, so if you're not psychotic like me, then it might not drive you crazy. My really long, I think this is, it's not 10 feet. I think it's maybe a 6-foot cable, USB-C to USB-C cable, so in case I have to be far away from the side of the bed. And then this USB, where's my USB one? This USB to USB-C cable. Now, I just kind of proved my point as far as making sure that you have one place for your electronics. Cords can get so messed up and tangled and lost inside your bag. And even if you check and double check and triple check that you put everything back, it is really easy to leave something plugged into the plug at the hotel room, to leave a charger. I have left power banks and cords all over these fine United States, and yes, all over the world. And all over the world reminds me, I do want to talk about international adapters in just a second, but it is such a game changer to have everything in one location so that I kind of visually know these are all of the little pockets that should be filled. Hold on, I'm going to throw this away. And when I go to unpack and then repack, I can just kind of take a little tour of the bag and know, okay, my AirPods are there, my 2 cables are there, my headphones are there, and I know exactly where those are for when I need them in flight. And then over here, I know where my power bank is, I know where my power bricks are, I know where my chargers are, I know where my wipes are. And having it in a designated bright green bag that is very easy for me to pull out, I hope, I think, I pray, will be sufficient to not only keep me organized while I'm traveling, but also help me make sure I'm getting everything. Now, let's talk really quick about international travel and what you need for international travel. Now, depending on the country that you're going to, the UK has a specific plug, the EU has a specific plug, and then I think even within the EU, there might be 2 different plugs. Japan, you can use US plugs for most things in Japan, so I didn't need an adapter for Japan. What you don't need anymore, by and large, with a couple of exceptions that I'm going to tell you about, are power converters. All you need are adapters, and I don't have any of mine here because I don't have any international trip coming up. But sometimes you'll go to like a travel store or you'll be on Amazon and they'll make you think you need a big old power converter. The only time you would need a converter is if you plan on using like your Dyson Airwrap, or some laptops might require it. Apple laptops do not require a converter. By and large, any appliance you're going to travel with, you do not need a converter. The one big exception to that is if you travel with your own blow dryer, you may need a converter. Even blow dryers, like you want to check the country you're going to and the amp that's coming out of the device that you're taking. I never travel internationally with a blow dryer. I just either wear my hair curly or just deal with it. But if you do have a device like that that you're just committed to, you may want to double check the settings. All of that information is easily Googleable, but don't stress too much. If I have and I will link this below. I'll take a picture of it for you too. I have a universal adapter that has all the different things, and it's just the only one that I need, and I can throw it in my bag, and I'm sure that I'm all good to go. But it's really gotten a lot easier over the years. If you were used to like the power converter days back in the 90s, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, so my electronics are sorted. I have everything ready to go. I am ready for my next trip. I will leave everything packed in here like it is now. If you don't travel as often as I do, you probably don't need to have duplicates of things and everything ready to go. But for me, when I get home from a trip, I'm going to triple check, is everything there? I'm going to kind of review in my mind, on this trip, did I have all the plugs I needed, all the cables I did? Obviously, my last trip, the answer to that was a big fat no. No, I didn't have all the cables that I needed. And then I'm going to make sure it all goes back in here. And then before my next trip, I'm going to pull everything out. I'm going to charge everything that needs to be charged. I'm going to double check that everything works, that all the cables still work. And then I'm going to pack it all up, and it's going to easily fit into my bag, and I'm going to be ready to go. So next video, I'm going to talk about toiletries, how I have pared down to next to nothing, and I'm going to show you exactly everything that I'm taking now to make sure that I have a concise and precise toiletry bag that will all easily fit in my personal item to go with me onto the airplane. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you're finding joy. I hope your travels are organized. I hope if you're having a chaotic crisis in your life right now, like I am, that you have something fun to direct that energy into. And thank you for providing me with an outlet today so that I could focus all of that energy on packing smarter, not harder, and having the best electronics. I'm so grateful for all of you. Have the best day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.